junkies out there, I invite you to spend some time with me. I'm Johnny Allen, and this is the Johnny Allen Podcast Show. And the show does start now. I am your host, Johnny Allen. This is the Johnny Allen Podcast / Videocast Show. How y'all doing out there today? Hey, you can find me on Facebook under the same Johnny Allen Podcast Show or YouTube, Johnny Allen Podcast Show. How about that? Hey, welcome to the show today, guys. Let's see, life. I talk about everyday life situations. That's what I do. That's what I do here. I talk about what we run into in our everyday lives. I'm an everyday life kind of person, just an ordinary guy getting through all this stuff, the COVID-19 pandemic, which I'm not going to talk about hardly at all today because I'm just tired of talking about it. I would like to thank everybody who's been following my podcast for a while. I did a little bit of an audio upgrade. I don't know if you can tell it or not, but I can tell it from this end. And I'm experimenting with some of the whole video editing software, and we'll see how that goes. I ran into one that I really like a lot. It's called Camtasia. I never heard of that before, but I experimented with it, loved it. Shot some, some pre-production video. But the only problem I'm experiencing with that now is the audio slows down, and I sound like lurch. And I had that problem before with another program. So if any of you guys are technically savvy, you might comment below and tell me how I can correct the audio to catch up so I don't sound like lurch. But we'll figure it out and I'll get it up. But I like other than that, I really like the Camtasia. It's really nice. Anyway, again, welcome to the show. And before I get going any further, it is May the 21st, 2020. Memorial Day weekend this weekend coming up. We'll talk about that a little bit. Let's get the coffee out. All right. And we'll talk about Memorial Day. With Memorial Day, we talk about it's all about the veterans, right? We are remembering the veterans. We are remembering the veterans of war, the current, the past, and all that. And with veterans, we talk about the Blue Angels too. You know, come on, guys, fly these Blue Angels planes. I love it. So a drink to the Blue Angels pilots. And like I said, drink coffee. And speaking of coffee, I endorse, of course, you guys know, the Diesel Coffee Company. www.shopdieselcoffee.com. Up there, Tim in Lansing, Michigan. Good stuff. I'm getting ready to order some more because I'm about out. So, Tim, I may place another order. If you're a coffee drinker and you haven't tried this brand yet, I highly recommend it. Highly recommend it. www.diesel or shopdieselcoffee.com. I had taken a couple days, the first day of a 6-day period where I'm off from the day job, which is great. I get a little bit of a break, but I tell you what, a little bit of a break. I did all house stuff today. I was cleaning the garage out. What a chore from all the winter buildup. Spring cleaning, right? I mean, wow. And I thought, well, you know what? I got a podcast. I better stop what I'm doing and do this. So anyway, yeah, spring cleaning. Got a lot of stuff going on. Comment below if that's what you guys are doing. You know, you figure if you're going to have to sit at home for a little bit, you might as well just work at home, right? And in all ways of the definition of working at home. Working at home for money, hopefully, or just working at home to get stuff caught up that you didn't get a chance to do in the wintertime. Anyway, like I said, dieselcoffee.com, www.shopdieselcoffee, one more time, .com. Great. He's got a great product up there. Thank you, Tim. All right, we're going to talk about weather a little bit. I'm in Indiana, okay? I'm just north of Indianapolis a little bit. Like I said, it's May 21. I mean, it got cold again. It's cool. Yesterday was 50-something degrees. Today, not much better. Climbing a little bit, but is it ever going to get warm? Is it going to get warm? When's summertime going to get here in Indiana? Anyway, and before I go further, I always like to share little clips of what I do during the week. If it's anything that's halfway special or what I want to share that I feel is halfway special. Last Saturday, I did a a charity run. Cost $20. It was a car run. It was called the Meatball Run. Okay? And it was pretty neat. 700 cars. 700 cars were involved in this charity for all the local restaurants, especially on the north side of Indianapolis. $20 a piece, 700 cars, so they made a little bit of money to help these restaurants during this, pandemic. And it was fun. It was a 60-mile run, and I followed my buddy Bill in his Corvette, and of course I had the 2006 blue Mustang, and I'm going to share just a little clip at the beginning of it. I unfortunately did not film any of the running. I forgot to have my wife rode with me, and I was going to have her film some of it, but she didn't videotape any of that. But it was really neat. It was fun. Country roads, back roads, and there for a while we got to some speeds that were quite a bit over the speed limit. So if any police officers are watching, I apologize for that. But we got down out in the country roads. We did, and I had fun following my buddy in the vet. It was fun. It was fun to try to keep up the vet, and I did a pretty good job keeping up with him. But anyway, I'm going to share this clip real quick of the beginning of it. Just a quick snippet. Okay, here it goes, guys. Here's the clip.
Okay, this morning getting ready to do the meatball run. It's a benefit for healthcare providers. And we got Old Blue out. There's the 06. Okay, ready to go on the run. And then my neighbor down here, Bill, we're getting ready. He's going to drive the vet. So we're going to follow each other. We're going to go on a 60-mile run for the first responders hospital people. Guys, getting ready to do the meatball run. We got a lot of participants today and a lot of really nice cars. Look at that car right there. I have no idea what it is, but the Corvette maybe. Beautiful cars out here today. Getting ready to do a nice benefit. This is for all the restaurants, local restaurants here in Indianapolis and Northside, Carmel, and Fishers. So anyway, just doing a little video here of what's going on and let you guys check this out. We'll see you at the studio.
Well, I hope you enjoyed that, and I felt really good about doing it. We got out of the house, we social distanced, and we were in a car, and it was fun. It wasn't like a car show, but it's almost like the drive-up coffee thing, the coffee meets that the guys do, but we ran. And it was very neat, very, very cool, and I did have a good time with that. So, and it went to a good cause. Like I said, helping the restaurants out. Everybody needs help, especially with this thing. And speaking of that, a lot of artists, my wife's an artist, and musicians and stuff are working from home. They're doing PayPal or Patreon or something like that. A lot of these musicians are out of work right now because they can't gig, right? And so they're gigging at home, and hopefully you're giving them a little bit of money to help with that. But where I'm going with this is like local artists, and if you collect art at all, if you're decorating your house, things like that with art pieces, if you're into that kind of thing, I just got a question. Comment below. Let me know what you guys do. Do you like to go out and search for original art and buy it from an artist? Or do you just say, I'm just going to go to Michael's or one of these places, what's that other place we go to, the Pottery Barn and things like that, and I'm just going to buy a print and just hang it up? Let me know what you do. And if you do like to buy from artists, how often do you buy from the artist? And do you shop online, or do you go to a gallery, or what? Just kind of curious. My wife sells art, and she does commissions. She does online stuff a little bit, stuff like that. So just kind of curious, when you decorate your home with pieces of art, do you buy prints? Do you like original work? Comment below. Personally, if I can afford it, I like to buy original stuff. I admit I have to buy a lot of prints because I don't have a lot of extra of this. And I like photography too, so I like to, either my daughter's a photographer, either, have her take pictures or whatever, or I do my own. And actually I got a print that my son did from when he was in the Navy. It was pretty cool. But I like to get photography and hang that up in my studio or in the house. So I kind of if I'm going to buy art, rather, I'd like original art. I'd like to buy original artwork. I bought someday I'll do maybe at the end of this thing, I might show a little clip of everything I got in this studio. I've bought some original artwork from my good friend Mark. He's a guitar player, and I've worked with for many years in bands. Anyway, just kind of curious, do you like original art? Do you like just buying prints? Do you care about art or hanging stuff on the wall? Or, how do you decorate the inside of your house? It's kind of like, that's what I'm talking about today. It's kind of like, okay, so we're stuck at home. It's spring, starting to warm up. We're spring cleaning. We're painting. We're hanging stuff up. We're changing stuff around. What do you like to decorate with? And this is probably more of a question for the ladies. How do you like to decorate the home? Comment below. Hey, like I said, Memorial Day coming up, and we salute the military men and women. There's the camera, Johnny. You think I'd get this down by now? Blue Angels coffee today, guys. Of course, it's diesel. I'm drinking diesel coffee. Mighty damn good stuff too. Anyway, I want to put another shout out again to my pastor Woody. He checked out the podcast last week. Of course, I kind of prompted him to a little bit to check it out because I gave him kudos because he's doing some, like I said, he's doing his own podcast and he's doing a nice job. It's great. I love it. I love it. Love it. Love it. Love it. So thank you, Pastor Woody, for all those kind words that you've given me. Okay, so I live in Indianapolis, Indiana, or like I said, just north of that. And every May we have what's called tradition for over 100-some years now. 102, 103, I don't even know, 105 running. I don't even remember. Anyway, it's over 100 years. We've been running a race called the Indianapolis 500 in May for over the last 100 years. The exception of when the wars took place, right? Especially World War II. They didn't do it a couple years or a couple years. And guess what? Not doing it this year either because of the COVID-19. And postponed until, I think, August 27th. Hopefully you'll run then. But we're very weird. There's no 500 in May. Now, I'm still flying a little Indianapolis 500 flag out front. I'm still celebrating it like it's happening, but it's not happening. So, any thoughts on that, guys? Especially if you're from Indianapolis. I mean, it's weird. Strange times, right? No 500 in May. No 500 in May. That's just weird. It's just strange. Anyway, comment below. What do you think about that? We're just kind of going all over the map today. Talking about how we're, like I said, we're talking about, the house. You're stuck at home, so you're cleaning, spring cleaning. What are you doing to the house? How do you like to decorate? That kind of thing. Enjoying the coffee. We're trying to get away from the COVID-19 a little bit. I've been out, buying a few things, the hardware store, stuff like that. Still throw my little mask on, all that kind of thing. Trying to be protected, but I'm trying to get life back to normal. So, like I said, right now I'm working on the garage project and working on the studio a little bit too. Comment below. Tell me what you guys are doing out there. Okay. We talked about buying stuff to decorate the house. Do you like buying original art pieces or buying prints? Let me know about that. Okay. Now, maybe you're not buying anything because maybe you're out of work. So my next talking point is this. How are you doing with the finances? You don't have to get technical. You don't have to say anything. Are you guys doing okay? Just let me know. Are you doing okay? Are you floating? Are you maintaining? Are you able to save some money? Are you still working? That kind of thing. How are you handling it as far as the finances go? Me, I'm actually, so far so good. Knock on wood, praise God. Doing okay. Of course, you have to work, in the environment that's not so great, but, able actually to save a little bit of money, actually get some debt paid off. That's where I'm at right now. Hopefully you guys are doing okay with it. Now they're talking about passing another stimulus check, giving us some more money for the people that can't work. Like I said, hopefully we can open these things up. Some things are opening up. I'll be glad when we can just open things up and get things back, right? We all want that. We all want that. But hopefully you're doing okay with the finances. If you're not, or you getting worried about it, comment below. You start to really worry about what's going on. I don't worry about it so much because I'm still working, but rainy day funds definitely in effect, and you just never know, right? You just never know. Period. Another thing I've been doing in my spare time while I'm at home, besides getting the house all spring cleaned and cleaning the garage and organized and stuff like that, I'm trying to get stuff kind of caught up. Working on getting a new, the video editing program for the show and stuff like that. But besides doing all that, if I get a little spare time, I've been kind of doing a little maintenance. I got some maintenance on the cars to do. I got an oil change, air filter, and stuff like that in the wife's car. I went to AutoZone today First time I went to AutoZone in a long time, probably months. Well, since March the 1st, since the end of February. So it's been that long since I've been to an auto parts store. So I slipped into AutoZone today. And, of course, I had the mask on. Went to a hardware store, went to AutoZone. Went in there and bought oil filter and air filter and stuff like that for the wife's car. Bought some stuff for my car. Now, most of the time I have been shopping online. I'm getting ready to change the front brakes on my car because they're wearing out. So I got on one of the AmericanMuscle.com, American Muscle. It's a website for muscle cars and stuff like that. Got some parts coming for the car. So I'm gonna do a brake job on the car coming up. So it's things like that I've been kind of catching up with now, especially now I took some days off. Catching up with that. So anyway, you guys, what have you guys been doing? This is kind of just this is just a conversation today. I don't really have a whole lot on the agenda, a little bit, but just let me know how you guys are doing out there. Another drink of the coffee. Yeah, good to the last drop. It's not Maxwell though. Anyway, hopefully everybody's doing well. Okay, now what I've been doing in the spare time, besides everything I just talked about, I'm a little bit of a. I talked about this before, and I'm going to do a show on it later. I'm a little bit of a conspiracy theory geek, a little bit, and with that, I am a little bit of a UFO geek. I've been a UFO geek for a long time. Okay, I've been watching these shows, and I'm going to recommend one on YouTube. And this show, if you're into the weird, and especially like UFO seeking and kind of a mystery kind of thing, get on YouTube and check out their channel. It's called UFO Seekers. It's a man and wife, and they go out to Area 51, all these different places. They get stories. They have good stories. They go out and investigate. They got a lot of good equipment. And he's ex-military, and it's just very interesting. So if you're into that kind of thing, I'd highly recommend UFO Seekers. I'll check that off the list. And, you know, it's just kind of strange. I mean, this whole thing with the pandemic and all this stuff. Now, I'm going to get a little crazy here with this conspiracy stuff. You have a lot of theories on where the virus came from. A lot of people say, okay, it was from China and stuff like that. And I honestly believe that. I honestly believe that. But some people think that maybe aliens planted it. Planted it down because they want to try to thin us humans. I don't know. Don't know if that's true. I don't really buy that one, but you never know. But there's been a lot of, I guess, if you follow the UFO thing, and a lot of people haven't been, I guess, because they're following the pandemic, right? But, you know, the U.S., the Pentagon just released footage from the Navy that UFOs are real. So when I was a young teenager, and even before teenage years, I would see these things back in the 70s and even point them out to my family. Hey, look at this thing up in the air. It's a little white ball going like this. And then one time it stopped and the other ones were coming out of it and all this crazy stuff going on. And I'm just, 10, 15. From 10 years old to 15, I'd see these UFOs every once in a while. And I think the first one I saw was 10 years old. I'm like pointing at grabbing my family. We're outside and I'm pointing up, family get together. Hey, look at this up in the sky, and all this stuff. And it was like back in the early 70s. And there was a flourish of UFO activities back then. And there's beginning to be another flourish of UFO activities now. But anyway, like I was saying, the Pentagon actually released footage from the Navy. It was classified a few years ago where, our F-15s, F-14s, or whatever, have been chasing flying saucers, UFOs, unidentified flying objects. Now, for years and years and years since Roswell, it's always been like a conspiracy, and people going, there's no such thing, we're the only, okay, well, I never did believe that. I always thought that there's other life out there. There's got to be. I mean, if you do the simple mathematics, okay, of life, where there's one little planet and millions of stars, suns all over the place, planets, and you're telling me we're the only intelligent life in the whole universe? There's no way. If you look at it mathematically, there's got to be other intelligent life out there, right? Did they come and visit? How often do they? That's all questions, and we'll continue this I'll do a whole show on UFOs. So this is just kind of like a prelude of getting there, because, like I said, I'm tired of talking about the COVID-19. I've talked about it for the last 3 episodes, and we're switching up. But the whole thing about the UFOs, like I said, the Pentagon had released footage. And some of these ex-military people are coming forward. Some of them have hidden their identities, and some of them have not. And they're coming forward and they're talking about their experiences and their with flying saucers, UFOs, whatever you want to call them, and identify flying objects. And one was like they call it the ping pong. You can look it up. It's on YouTube. You guys can look it up. This Navy officer, he was an officer at the time. He's retired now, and a fighter pilot. And he was chasing what they call the ping pong. Well, actually, he was called a tic tac. That's what it was. Tic tac. Looked like a tic tac, white one. Doing these maneuvers. Anyway, strange times. I don't think we have anything like that. But if you get a chance, check out UFO Secrets. It's really neat. Now, some things he'll describe. He uses night vision at night out in the desert. Night vision cameras, nice ones. And he'll point things out and says, okay, like that's the space station going by. These are satellites. And then he'll put red arrows like, we don't know what this one was. Going like this. It's interesting stuff. So in my spare time now, I'm going to kind of sit back and checking out the UFO phenomenon again. And you know, it's kind of picking up. It's a lot of people are filming now that we have cell phones and cameras. We can go around and just catch stuff. It's really becoming a big phenomenon again. I mean, a lot of people are. It's a hotbed right now of UFO activity. So, with that being said, like I said, we got our tinfoil on a little bit. We're just having fun. But think about it, though, it's kind of crazy. So with all this being, like I said, being said, with the UFO activity, now all of a sudden we got this pandemic. You know, think about that. I don't know. Is there things that are happening that are outside this planet that we can't control? Let's have a drink of coffee on that one. Let's think about that. Maybe there's a lot of things, you know, that's happening on this earth that's from away from this earth, if you know what I mean, that are happening and maybe not so good to us, that's coming from afar. Or on the flip side of it, maybe they're doing stuff to kind of help us. I really don't know. That's a whole thing right there. Anyway, comment below. Let me know if you believe in UFOs, if you think there's such thing as, I mean, unidentified flying objects. Are they alien? Are they, intelligent driven from other worlds? Do you believe in other life in other worlds, an intelligent life? You know, maybe far advanced than what we are. Comment below. Let me know. Or if you just think it's a bunch of BS and there's no such thing. But you can't say that now because the Pentagon released footage. And it's actual footage from the Navy. Now, why would they do that? Now, if the Navy's making that up, I don't know. Why would they make it up? I mean, okay, I don't trust the government so much on a lot of things and their storytelling and all this kind of stuff, but why would they make up something like that? I mean, they've been trying to cover it up for years, right? They've been trying to cover up, Project Blue Book and all that stuff. Hey, we're not doing, there's no such thing. We debunked everything. It's all natural. There's no such thing. Now all of a sudden they're saying, yeah, there is. There's stuff out there that we can't explain. There's stuff out there flying around that's making maneuvers that we can never make. Okay? So, interesting stuff. Comment below. Anyway, I've got another shout out to dieselcoffee.com. www.shopdieselcoffee.com. Definitely check that out. And like I said, if any of you guys are tech savvy out there, like I said, I'm trying. The audio on these programs is dragging. It makes me sound like Lurch. So if you have any suggestions, let me know. I will figure it out, or I'll get somebody that knows how to figure it out, that knows more about than I do. Other than that, the new program looks great, man. It's gonna look fantastic. So anyway, that's about it today, guys. Oh, before I go, gosh, yeah, I gotta mention Memorial Day weekend. Hello. It's all about the vets. It's all about remembering the wars, the past wars, right? Our freedom. These are trying times right now because we got the invisible enemy. It's called a little virus, okay? But we've had a lot of battles in the past, and we've had a lot of men and women give up their lives for our freedoms. So let's don't forget that on Memorial Day. Set out an American flag. I don't care about your political views right now. We're all Americans. Put your American flag out there and be proud for at least one weekend to be an American, because it is Memorial Day. Let's salute our veterans that have died in the past or before us, no longer here, that fought the wars before us, rather, the ones that are currently serving right now, the ones that have been retired, everybody that's served, we need to commend them, okay, the veterans out there. And have a nice Memorial Day. If the weather's good where you're at, they're calling for rain here. But if it's good where you are, go ahead and cook out. Go ahead, fire the grill up. You know, you can social distance, but enjoy your Memorial Day. Okay, enjoy life. Keep going. Doesn't matter what's going on. Enjoy it. Like I said, we salute the veterans. And like I said, a little UFO teasing. You know, we're going to be talking about that. I'll get some guests on eventually that know more about than I do, and this is going to be interesting. We'll talk about we'll go to a little bit of the conspiracy side. I'm a big fan of George Norrie, and I'm a big fan of Coast to Coast AM. Have been forever when it was on, back when it was Art Bell, rest his soul, and just interesting programs. And they talk about all this stuff, and we're gonna touch on that here, even though all I do is talk about everyday life situations. But you know, occasionally you gotta talk about some things that are kind of not so average, right? Anyway, you guys have a great Memorial Day weekend. Don't forget, put the American flags out there. Let's be one in a nation, you know, and celebrate and honor and remember the veterans. And like I said, I had a great time on that that meatball run. That was awesome. I want to thank my my good buddy Bill for inviting me to do that. The wife and I had a great time. They had a good time, him and his wife. And like I said, 700 cars were involved in that thing, guys. It was pretty awesome. Thanks again for the support of my channel. I do appreciate that as well. Be safe. Go buy Tim's coffee up there. Let's, like I said, let's just enjoy life, guys. I'm out of here, and I'll see you next week on the Johnny Allen Podcast / Videocast Show. Like I say every day, the good Lord willing. See you next week.